Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And this is going to be our Stage 4, Week 4 preview. So we are going to start by talking a little bit of news, and then we're going to dive into the playoff scenarios, matches, and all that kind of thing. I mean, there's a little bit, minor things happening this week. Nothing like huge or anything like that. But So Toronto, well, I guess this is big news. Toronto, as a lot of you probably know, they let go of Bishop. It was mutual. People freaked out about it on the internet because of the wording.
Yeah.
It's effective immediately. Sounds, like, there was like get the fuck out of here.
Right.
You kicking me out of my fucking office?
Yeah. Hugh Jackson.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my office. Like, Hugh, it's not your office anymore there, buddy.
It's our building. Pack your shit and leave. I don't think it was like that. I just think it was probably differences of opinion. The performance wasn't great by Toronto. They moved away from a Korean roster. Mm-hmm. They're moving towards more of
Western
a mixed kind of thing. And he could be burnt, for all you know. I mean, he said he's leaving for personal reasons, and, he wanted to leave for personal reasons and whatever else. But, I mean, and a lot of people still are on this track that last year he got fired by London. His mom was actually, gravely ill.
Yeah.
So, drop that from your fucking bullshit about Bishop.
Right.
This was mostly performance. I mean, your team's not performing well.
I think it was that, and then I think it was just, some of the pressure of it was getting to him. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like he's probably best off
taking a break
and not even trying to coach next year, and then maybe seeing how he feels about it for the season after that.
Maybe checking out, doing a little contenders
maybe
work.
some contenders work, something like that.
Hey, and there's going to be situations where a lot more people are playing Overwatch again.
Yeah.
He could be, just keep himself in the eye and doing VOD reviews. I mean, look at Mineral. I always complained about Mineral and said he was a terrible coach. I watch his VODs, and that dude has got a fucking big brain for Overwatch. It's just certain things didn't work out in a coaching room.
Right.
But these guys are valuable for people like me, you, whoever wants to learn how to play too.
Yeah.
It's not all about coaching Overwatch League.
Yeah, coaching pros. There's so many different levels of coaching in this game right now. It is what it is. Yeah, basically.
It is what it is. It's not surprising.
No, it's not.
But at least to me, I like the guy. Every time he does interviews and everything, he's a pretty smart dude. And, he knows what he's doing, and maybe he just needs a break. There's, things, he went through all that crap last year, and then people like me and other people, I just let things fly, man.
Yeah.
And I know it sucks when someone says you're terrible.
Right.
Personally.
Yeah.
I'm not calling him a terrible person. You're not. Your team is not doing well. Therefore, you're not doing your job as a coach. I'm one of those.
That's pretty much how it is. Yeah.
I'm not saying you're a terrible person. I work with people that I absolutely love outside of the work environment.
I hate working.
I hate working with them because they are fucking awful workers.
Yeah. There's
2 people that come to mind. We're not going to bring them up.
No.
But me and Cal worked with them for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And they are absolutely the laziest, dumbest people on the fucking planet as far as work goes.
Yeah.
You get them outside or, have conversations with them. They're great human beings.
Yeah. Just whatever.
I never...
just part of the workforce.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's that. The other big news this week is obviously the big drop on the live servers. We finally got 222. So now people are kind of starting to see and really get a feel for how it all is. Unfortunately, it's kind of like a janky way of doing it where they just did competitive. They didn't do the full
quick play.
I really wish they would have done quick play. But
because quick play becomes a tool.
Yeah.
At that point.
Exactly.
When you have the 2-2 roll lock, you can be like, I really need to get my Orisa game up. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go in, queue up for tank, and play Orisa on quick play before I just totally demolish my SR. I mean, you still can go in there and you're going to have a different SR than your other stuff.
Right.
But not ruin other people's games like I do when I play Orisa. I hit W, they don't. That's the only character I'm overly aggressive. Never mind.
You're under aggressive with?
Well, I'm properly aggressive with. Because if people in the weird, lower to middle, I'm low. They're afraid to hit W when there's an Orisa on their side or the other side.
Yeah.
or they just don't stop hitting W.
Right.
It's
they
like
just
there's no
walk
in
directly
between.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been overall. I think it's been largely positive. I've definitely seen a lot of new people playing the game, and I think that's good for the health of the game overall.
Yeah.
I think like there's definitely some kinks that they got to work out, but for the longevity and for the short term and the long term health of this game, this was absolutely the move that needed to be made. And we've been saying this for well over a year, ever since we've had any inkling of rumors for this.
Yeah. I mean, look at me, for example. I mean, I played quick play and arcade mode for exclusively for a good year and a half.
Right.
Because ranked is a shit show. And it has nothing to do about how bad I am at the game or good I am at the game.
It's just you never know what kind of situation you're going to get put into, and are you going to be able to adjust properly? And it's just like, now you don't really have to worry about that because you can just go in, you know your role, and you can usually have at least one or two characters
that you're decent enough
at in those. And I think it's just better. And then overall, I think the other thing that it's going to do is it's really setting it up for them to make this big announcement that is still being that's rumored for BlizzCon and just kind of the evolution of the game because they're working out those kinks now. So that when that comes,
there's going to be
it's settled down with this stuff, and then when they're influxed with a whole bunch of new people, it's not going to be as much of a shit show as it had the potential to be.
And I've liked what they've been doing with like the events. Like the events are the same, but we're going to throw something at you on the PTR that's going to fuck with your head.
Right.
Like this is mind blowing, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Lucio Ball's the same. I placed some platinum again. Side note.
Nice.
I have a problem with Lucio Ball. I fucking like Lucio Ball. I don't know why.
I feel like if I were to have actually done it, I probably would have been in bronze because I'm that bad at Lucio Ball.
Yeah, I'm not fantastic, but I play decent enough at goalie where I just say I'm going to play goalie and use my. Never mind. I'm not getting into the dynamics of my fantastic Lucio Ball play. But anyway, but they're doing like the events are the same, but they're giving us something like. And there's this rumor thing that's happening in September.
Early September, I think.
When the season drops, I have a feeling it's going to be some kind of guild system. Grouping system.
That's what I hope for. I really hope for some kind of guild system.
For the love of God, another balance patch.
Yes.
Because can we fix Reaper in May?
Oh my God.
They're like in a 2/2/2 lock. They're kind of OP.
I still want.
And Brigida needs to be tweaked a little bit.
I want the Reaper. I want a Reaper rework. Honestly,
I want the Reaper Soul Steel or the Soul Balls that were whatever the fuck the orbs that he went around and grabbed. Just go back to that.
Yeah.
Well, like when you kill someone, you get like when there's eliminations, you get their soul.
Just something that like gives Reaper more of a higher skill ceiling and a higher floor too of like what he needs to do to be effective. Like because it's just there's points where it's too easy And I think there's definitely things that they could do. And it's boring as hell to watch in the league. It's really infuriating to play against in the game itself right now, especially when paired with May. I think they need to revert the change to May's freeze of freezing multiple enemies at the same time. I think that needs to be reverted. And I think that's really the only change they need to make to May because I don't want her to get nerfed into the ground.
I think she's valuable. I can't stand playing against her at all. But playing with a good May on your team is fucking it's W.
But like. Her she can still be effective without that, but that just makes her god tier right now.
So you run up you sneak behind like a bunker comp, and they're just waiting to get killed.
Or honestly, you isolate anyone off of it, and if you get two people, it's 2 free kills basically. If you get 2 people isolated from the rest of their team and they can't go anywhere else,
and especially if your Reaper smart and is just following behind you.
Yep. Exactly.
And they also did the weird thing onto the PTR. They put Sigma on the beta.
Yeah, which I'm loving. I love it, by the way. I'm happy that they did that.
Well, it didn't make sense at first when you think about it. You're like, this is just a fucking beta. Put him on there.
Right, exactly. It's just a beta. We've already been playing him in competitive on the PTR.
Yeah, for most people.
A freaking month at this point. just let me play Sigma and like within like an hour of it launching, he was available to play, and I was totally cool with it. Like at first, like everyone in my games was like, "Is this a bug? Like what the hell?"
Yeah, because I went in and I was like, "Oh, Sigma's not going to get played." I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
Why am I going against a Sigma?
Yeah, like the very first game I played of Roll Q, he wasn't even available. Like his icon wasn't even there. Like it wasn't even blacked out or anything. It just wasn't there.
Nope.
And then it came in, and then it, like the next game I played, there was a Sigma on my team. I'm just like, wait, how are you playing Sigma? And the guy's just like, I don't know, but he was there, so I picked him. I'm like, okay. I'm cool with it. Like, must be some kind of bug. But then there was another actual bug where I lost my sound after I died, and I had 0 sound, so that was fun.
Yeah, there's been this patch has brought, I know, a lot of bugs. I've seen a lot of the pros doing a lot of things where non-registered shots are happening a lot.
Yeah.
With, like, especially, obviously, more snipery Hanzos and Widows, or, like, I saw Taimu saying he hasn't seen this many non-red shots in like a year and a half. I'm
wondering if, or I'm hoping
player base is up too.
Yeah, I'm hoping that some of that stuff gets hot fixed really soon.
Yeah.
I imagine we will definitely get some hot fixes, especially before the play-in tournament starts. I think that's kind of what that's kind of why
especially
they wanted to time this for right now, so they can work out as many of those things as possible, so they have a pretty stable patch that they can put in when they put in the patch for the playoffs.
For the playoffs, yeah, because you don't want any of the weird stuff. Like there was even when Kel and I were playing a match, I was playing Moira. We were on Busan on the the city center.
Yeah.
And a hog went to hook me and got booped, and it pulled me through the fucking that train station pillar in the middle. Yeah, like right through it.
He almost got booped off the edge, and it like pulled you around a corner.
Yeah.
It was the wonkiest thing I've ever seen.
It's just like weird bugs like that. And then the one
I was just like, wait, what? Because I remember you saying it, I'm just like, I didn't get to see it, and then I watched it on the replay, and I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, it was one of the weirdest things that I've ever had happen, other than when I used to play Roadhog and hook people actually through walls.
Yeah. No, he hooked you, because the actual hook was legit, but then he got booped immediately as it grabbed you, and it just still pulled you around the corner.
It kept the same.
Like, I'm pretty sure that should unhook you.
Yeah, because a lot of times I've seen it get unhooked.
Yeah,
when he's gotten booped or slammed
because he lost line of sight.
Yeah,
like is what it should have been. So I don't. Yeah, it was some kind of wonkiness.
Yeah, and then there was the weird thing with my fucking my replay thing.
Yeah, that was.
Which weird. I was going to look at that replay.
Yeah,
and it had 2,588 weeks ago. I played on Dorado.
Yeah,
guys. Don't do the math. Well, you can do the math, and you figure out how old I am. That was my actual birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Get your calculators out, and you can figure out how old I am. As dirt would be another way of putting it, but you know. All right.
Fair enough. All right, so let's move on to the other.
I just want to say one more thing. Brig needs to get reworked. She's okay. There's too much spinning and moving around, and her shield is a little. I know everyone's like, nerf the shield. I like playing her now, but the problem is you can't get up far enough, because in order to see where everybody is to throw those little your health packy things out, or the armor
I feel like they could tune down, tune up her shield a little bit, maybe to 250, maybe 300.
I think 300 because you get one shot.
500 is too much.
Yeah,
but 200 is just not quite enough. And she needs to be able to get in and actually get some swings. So I think they could kind of tone down the amount of healing that you're getting for hitting her Inspire.
Yeah.
I think they could tune that just down slightly, because they did buff that.
Yeah.
They tuned that down a little bit, and then give her a little more shield. I think would put her in a pretty solid spot.
Not tanky, but enough so that she actually does something.
Yeah.
And I think if they want to make her effective again, it takes way too long to get rallied. Maybe it's all that's inclusive in that, where you're not getting enough healing and not doing enough damage.
Right, because you're not able to get in there. Because you can actually build it pretty quickly if you can get swings. But
and she got the big nerf to her time, because she got the 12% plus another 10. So that's 22% longer it takes her to get her ult.
It takes forever.
It's a very impactful ult, but and that's
it's like it takes longer. Honestly, had it where it takes longer to get that than it does to get a grav now.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I'm building up gravs like crazy because Sigmas are just I'm just gonna spam my thing at them, and then they're like, oh well, we gotta play shield, so let's play Junkrat. So I'm just like, well, I'm sitting here at like 99 energy the whole game. Thanks.
Hey guys, different shield things. Fucking play Symmetra. It's Symmetra and Moira. Just go in with your Moira and Symmetra and just fuck them up.
Yeah, Symmetra May is the way to stop that.
Or Symmetra.
Because then the May isolates them and like just Oh, playing as Sigma against the Symmetra is so infuriating because you can't there's nothing you can do. Like
you're just a floating meat bag.
Yeah. Because she's just like
that's the only thing I don't like about her.
You put your shield in front of her, and then it just charges her up, and she kills you faster.
Yeah,
and then
she just dances around you.
Yeah, and you can't do anything to stop her beam damage. So you're just well, I guess I got to take this because
I guess I'm gonna die.
I can't absorb this into this black hole.
Small Indian woman with a fucking hairdryer.
The only thing you can really do is hit her with the accretion if you can survive long enough with it. Yeah.
Because Symmetra's a pretty mobile character.
Yeah, she can move around pretty quickly, and because her hitbox is so small because she's so tiny, that makes it even better. I mean, obviously at higher levels it's not going to work as well.
Because some Widow's just going to pick her off.
Right, but at the same time, if she's smart about her placement and the other team is not smart about their shield placement, she wrecks.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
when they leave them around. I love that when I play Symmetra. Oh, Arista, you're going to leave that shield and go walk away? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get this thing to the point where it's just going to... It can kill everything.
Right. And I'm just going to, lightsaber through everybody because that's how fast they die.
It's like in Spider-Man, the most recent, not this one, Far From Home, Homecoming, where he has that fucking weapon and he cuts the building in half.
Right.
It's like that fucking
Pretty
thing.
much.
It's just like...
And it's gone.
At least it doesn't hook on you like some kind of parasitic fucking...
True.
Death fucking thing.
Right.
I got nightmares about that. Then I figured out how to play. I'm like, ooh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is evil as fuck. Now it's actually calculated and weird. It's not even as evil as it used to be.
It's not. But so if you die to one, you're just like, God damn you. It's your skill.
Yeah. Okay, you can move around and whatever you did, you killed me.
All right, so let's move on to some new info that came out for next season and the whole situation for team housing. So things get a little weird.
Okay, so this is for 2020. So when they're actually in these cities, basics of the thing, they have to provide housing for these guys for the first 90 days. Moving to a different city, you're going to need, you're just not going to drop in.
Right. I believe with this, they still have to provide, hotels on any travel.
Well, every other team does that too, in every other league.
Yeah, it's very similar to how any other traveling would happen with.
And probably now when they do things.
When they do, it's probably the very same thing, just kind of expanded on a little more because all the teams are going to travel and all that. So all teams must offer any newly signed or acquired players after. For at least 90 days, they have to provide some sort of housing. But after that, they are not required to, but they also have to help their players find some sort of housing somewhere. Some teams, I'm sure, are going to still opt to pay for their own housing. Yeah. I would be shocked if every team decides to move away from that.
Because there's some high-priced zones in those.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys make a decent amount of money, but you always go, and if you're in New York, you're not going to live by yourself.
Right, and I feel like with the teams that are the more a team is going to have as far as home stands, I feel like the more likely that specific team is going to provide a team house.
Yeah.
Like Philly, Washington, Guangzhou. They're probably all going to provide.
Dallas as well, right?
Yeah, Dallas I think has quite a few.
Yeah, Dallas
at least one of the LA teams.
Yeah.
Like that, and probably both the LA teams and the Shock. I would be shocked if they don't.
You have to wonder, this is just a sidetrack on this a little bit. So you have to wonder, so all of the Pacific teams that aren't North American based, are they going to have housing when they go on these things? Like if they go to LA, if they're doing like 3 homestands, like 3 weeks in a row, are they going to have a base instead of just hoteling it? Because that would be kind of weird, trying to set up scrims and all that kind of stuff, and getting your practice regimen going. I mean, yeah, you're on the road and there's ways around it or whatever.
I would imagine they would probably practice or play like at the
facilities?
Whatever the facility they're going to play at. So like, at least for each week, like they travel to the new city, then they go to the facility and play their practice games. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
The logistics of that are going to be fairly interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary I mean, some teams are going to use it as a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got a house, we got this. Other teams are going to be like, yeah, we'll help you find a place, and, then you're on your own. You can have your own privacy and your whatnot and do whatever the
And I think it's going to be, it's going to vary by team. Like, there's going to be some teams that are going to opt to pay their players less, but provide housing. I kind of offset that by providing their housing and their meals and all of that. Whereas some teams are going to be like, well, we don't provide that, but we're going to pay you more. Yeah. So it's going to kind of offset. And I think all of that is going to factor into the other thing that they kind of announced, and that is the competitive balance tax.
Yeah, which is a luxury tax like they have in baseball and basketball.
Yes.
Sort of, not really a salary cap, but a penalty for going over a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah. And
I have no problem with that.
I think that's fine, and I think it's one more thing that is going to force some of these guys to finally step up and create their own players association or a union or something.
Yeah. Because, this kind of thing you got to get, especially when you get into the weird housing things and the bargaining chips and the luxury taxes and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of it.
Right.
And that's more than anything. Like, you work in cooperation with the league for your own benefit, but also to be part of what they're doing, so they're not doing this autonomous thing without your input in there. And they always say we asked a couple of players, but if you're always, you're asking Jake and Raucus and Rouge Hong or something like that, just for an example, I mean, you need a bigger voice.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping this is kind of something that kickstarts that for the players, just for their own benefit. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I guess any of the meals that they provide, it's going to be basically like if you've ever traveled for work, same type of thing. They have to provide a per diem and all of that.
Yeah, and some teams they already have chefs.
Mm-hmm. So and they're not going to fire their chefs. So I imagine they're probably going to have them.
And I also think that honestly, on some levels, their facility, their home base. Mm-hmm. They can provide their meals for their team there, even if they don't provide the housing. So, like at our practice facility, there's most buildings that have some sort of commercial kitchen you can put in there.
Exactly.
Even if it's not a big one.
Right. They can still have some kind of ability to make meals for a small number of people.
Right. And I think and this is coming from the chef kind of person in me, and I've been changing my diet and stuff. Most of the time, I still bend, but that kind of stuff, you're entrusting a 20-year-old to feed themselves.
Yeah.
You think they eat a lot of In-N-Out and Shake Shack? Yeah. Wait till they get to some of these other fucking cities.
Right.
Like if I was on the Fusion, I would just be like parked in front of Pat's all day. Guys, I got a laptop here and just please, thank you. Just keep them coming. And I would have to fucking go to a cardiologist. But I think that's beneficial too. And all that kind of stuff.
For sure. So it's interesting. Definitely just some more insight into the goings on of the league itself and how the players are treated and all that. So it'll be interesting. The next thing is just a fun little thing. It just got announced officially. There was a leak yesterday of it, but just got announced officially. The Flying Aces High Winston skin for the league champion.
Shit. I was just trying.
So the Winston skin for the league champion London Spitfire last year. Basically like a Winston flying airplane weird thing.
Yeah,
he's like a
World War II pilot.
Yeah,
It's got looks like the tail gun.
Yeah,
from like from like a B-52 or something like that,
right.
not like a Spitfire. But what are you going to do with this gun? I mean, it's only so much you can do to make it look like
World War II, considering it's a freaking
Tesla cannon.
Yeah, it's an electric.
Well, I mean, they made it look like a baseball bat or something like that.
They
what
did.
the hell was that?
It was like a. Didn't they make it look like a pitching machine? Yeah.
Oh, these guys. When these guys go all out.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what Aces High is,
that's like their.
You don't listen to metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an Iron Maiden song about fighter pilots and that shit. I had the poster on my wall back in the day.
Right.
I mean, I probably had it on my wall until I was married.
Fair enough.
That's got to go. You know, that
whole thing.
What's that thing? It's Iron Maiden. It's a fucking Iron Maiden. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ. It needs to get off the wall if I'm staying here.
Fair enough. So yeah, this is a really cool skin. Fun. I don't play Winston a whole lot. I probably should learn him.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely buying this skin because it's so good.
I got the Jonak one, and I fucking love that thing.
It is interesting that they went with Winston.
Yeah. They were going to do someone said that they were going to do like 6 for the starting lineup.
Yeah, but that probably ended up just being too much.
Yeah, way too much. And I mean,
I would have bought one for everything too. Yeah.
Like a Diva one?
A Diva one for sure.
I mean, you didn't have to do anything for fucking Tracer. Just take that one Ace Fighter Tracer.
And just put
the colors
on it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then same with, the coolest one probably would have been like a Genji or Hanzo one, depending on which moment of profit excellence you wanted to highlight the most.
Yeah, or Tracer or any of them. Right. This is the profit collection.
Yeah.
You know, like it just you get into a match and all of a sudden you just turn into fucking gold.
Right.
It's color changing.
Yeah. God.
For you, not for the other team, of course.
Yeah.
Shit, he's got the profit skin on.
Oh no. He's automatically on fire.
Yeah. It gives you the icon of on fire just the whole time.
The whole day.
Especially if you're playing on fucking Volskaya.
Just like, we haven't even started the game. How are you on fire already? Profit.
But speaking of profit, his dad did open we didn't touch on this either. His dad opened a gaming cafe kind of thing.
Right. And named it after him.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. It's slightly big ball.
Yeah.
You know,
big baller brand. Fucking.
But Profit actually won a championship. B is fucking dominant.
Right.
And C could win another one.
You know, if
they played like their dad talks.
Yeah, exactly. If they played like their dad talks.
Anyway.
So yeah, that's just a cool little thing that we wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
That we really liked. So let's dive in to this whole weekend. So these are going to be the last matches of the regular season that we're going to see at the Blizzard Arena.
Yes. For some of these teams, their last matches of the year as well.
Yeah.
I believe Florida plays their last matches this week. Washington.
Doesn't Florida play next week?
Do they?
They do not.
No.
Never mind.
Yeah, so a couple of teams are, they're done. And a couple of teams that have playoff, Chengdu's last matches are this week. They have potential to be in the playoffs and all that. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, they're going to do the playoffs there, before we get to the grand finals in Philly and all that. It's kind of sad in a way. I wonder if the Gladiator, we did talk about that a couple of months ago. They did sell the rights to it to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So expect some.
So I wonder if like one of these teams is going to lease it, maybe, because I imagine the Valiant are gonna, wherever they're playing next week, I think is where the Valiant are gonna probably be playing next season when they do their homestands.
Who knows?
I imagine the Gladiators will probably have their own separate facility. I don't think they're gonna Staples Center it.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
Or Staples Center or Giant Stadium or whatever they're doing in LA. It's an LA New York thing where they split the stadium with the teams.
Stadium,
and it's whatever, but it becomes a logistical nightmare for the people doing schedules.
Oh, for sure.
I
mean, it'll be less of an issue with the way that they're structuring next season, but as you go on and start to expand and add more teams and
where you're running
and start to to split off a little more, where you're not just doing a full homestand, you're doing
weekends,
things,
2 days. Like there might be a point where you're doing Thursday, Friday again, and then Saturday, Sunday, because you have an X amount of teams, and you're just going to flood the weekend's going to be oversaturated.
Right.
Because in order for that to work, you have to have X amount of teams to play the homestand.
Yeah.
To have the proper amount of games that you want to have to make it worthwhile and all that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of bummed that we never got out there. But hey,
it is what it is. I mean, that's life. Yeah. But we're definitely going to be heading to at least one homestand next year.
Toronto,
most likely Toronto.
Maybe we should just look into what's Florida's schedule in the fall. Yeah. Or not in the fall, in like February.
Right. God. We'll
go to a Florida homestand in February and then hit Toronto when it's fucking temperate out.
Yeah.
Because Toronto's
we'll wait until Toronto for late May, early June.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think it's going to be pleasant there in February.
I'm not going there anytime before baseball season starts, and then sometime after baseball season starts either.
Yeah. Exactly. Of course, if that's the only time they have them, they'll probably split it up between halves. If you have two, you probably get one, and who knows how that's going to work.
One in the first half, one in the second
and
half.
Aren't we they were supposed to be releasing, I guess in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get the full schedule for this year.
We still got, 16 days left in this month, so because they just said August is all they said. So
I can guarantee you what day in August it's going to be. It's going to be the day after the homestand.
Yeah, probably.
So August 30th? Yeah, because
no, it'll be the 26th.
26th. Oh, my.
So it'll be because the finals start or the
playoffs start on the 30th.
On the 30th. So it'll probably be the 26th through the 29th, one of those days.
Yeah. Generally, after us and every podcaster records, they will release all of the fucking news that day.
So, everyone usually records on Monday or Tuesday.
Yep.
So Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Or
Tuesday
like Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday night at like 8 o'clock after everyone has all recorded their stuff. Then they'll be
edited.
Here it is, guys.
Yeah. Recorded, edited, put up on the internet. Fuck.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean, that happens with us too. And
we're in the middle of editing, and that's when it'll come out, and you'll be like, "Well, I can't even bother putting this in here because I'm already done, basically."
Yeah. And then you have all right, do we need to get back? Do we need to record something really quick about this?
Like, we probably should, but
it's like, fuck it. Wait till next week.
We'll just put it on the preview show. Fuck
yeah, because nobody else talked about it either, because all their stuff's up and ours is like coming up too. Okay.
Exactly.
The only place they're talking about it is on Watchpoint.
Yeah.
And they're so vague on there sometimes with that shit.
Yeah. That they probably pre-recorded it like a week before that.
And now let's
dive into this. So,
all right, so
pretty good matches coming up this week.
And there's still 3 to 4 teams that, other than seeding.
Yeah, so it's mostly seeding. So really looking at the standings, there are 3 teams who are jockeying for a spot in. 2 out of 3 are going to make it in. And it's between Atlanta, Chengdu, and the Valiant.
And there's an outlier in this whole thing that could screw themselves if they don't pick it up, and that's Shanghai.
Yeah.
It could be a scenario, if they keep playing like they do, they could actually drop out, and all the teams we just mentioned are still in.
Yeah, because Shanghai doesn't have 14 wins yet. If they lose out, because they have 3 games to play, if they lose out and end up going 13-15, then they very well could fall out. Basically looking at it, the Valiant need to... Their best chance is to win out, because they only have 11 wins, and if you don't have 14 wins, the likelihood of getting in is really slim.
That's like the magic number. It's like in football, you shoot for 9.
Yeah.
At minimum.
Right.
9 is you're probably going to get a wild card and sneak in.
Yeah.
You want to get to 10, and then
10 and above is where you really
there's outlier things where sometimes there's been occasions
wonky things, or there's the one team that is in such a horrible division that they win with 7 wins.
Yeah,
like the year the Giants won the Super Bowl or something.
No, they won 9.
Oh, they did.
You're
win
thinking
9.
of Denver when they had Tebow.
Yeah,
I think they went 7-9 or 8-8.
Yeah,
and I think actually the year before that, the year after that, Seattle was 7-9.
Yeah,
and won because the fucking NFC West was hot garbage. It was before Harbaugh.
Yep.
It was before Harbaugh. It was before they got their defense or their offense
and it was that transition year after.
Oh, and Jeff Fisher.
It was that, Jeff Fisher running the Rams, and then the year after, like the couple of years after, the Cardinals were in the Super Bowl.
With Warner.
Yeah,
it was a couple. Yeah,
it was because they were still trying to figure out what the hell they were going to do now that Kurt Warner's gone.
Yeah,
and they had Larry Fitzgerald and nobody else.
Yeah.
Hey, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's still a thing.
Yeah.
10 years later.
And they're going crazy over what's his name?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Kyler. That sounds like a fucking stripper's name.
I still don't understand why they think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be a good coach in the NFL when he couldn't even be a good coach in the college ranks. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, well, he was friends with Sean McVay. So? They have the same beard stubble, too. Is that why you hired him? Christ.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, he knows McVay. He must know something.
Right. He sat in the same room as Bill Belichick. Let's hire him. Oh, look how well that's... He's been on the same coaching staff as Belichick. Look how well that's worked out for anybody.
Yeah.
Does Belichick have any successful coaches from his tree? Bill O'Brien?
Yeah.
Kind of.
O'Brien? He worked with John Fox with the Giants.
Yeah, but Fox was still pretty established. Fox I would put more under Parcells.
Yeah.
From the Parcells tree.
And so, but the Belichick branch has not produced much fruit.
No, it has
He's
not.
like, go ahead. They think you're a genius. I'm the fucking genius. You're just my helper.
It's like he's like an avocado tree.
Yeah.
Like you have to graft from him to make like viable fruit, because if you just take the seeds from that, it's just gonna give you nothing.
Yeah. I got a plant here. It's absolute.
You do. It is certainly a plant.
Yeah.
But it's not going to produce tasty fruit.
Or anything.
Yeah. But, okay, sorry.
So, sorry for the football rant, but it's getting to be time, so it's more in the forefront in our discussion.
But yeah, so it's really those three teams. Shanghai's kind of in there, but they have a chance to solidify a spot this week by beating Seoul. And they also have a chance against Paris. So both of those games are very doable. If they win, they are in for sure, just based on everything that they've done so far. They've got Hangzhou next week as well. So they have 3 games coming up. Yeah. If they need to win at least one of them, 2 would be better. And that'll keep them about where they're at, because they're in like the 8th spot right now, I believe.
Yeah, they're in...
Yeah, they're in the 8th spot. And they could really use some boost on their map differential, would help them out a little bit too.
In case they did get into a tie situation.
Yeah. Because, Guangzhou's really creeping up there. If Atlanta can win out, then that puts them in a really advantageous spot.
Yeah.
Because, they have the potential to win 16 games.
Yeah, they do.
And they could move.
They could very well do it.
Yeah, they very well could.
And it would not surprise me at all.
Oh, no, definitely not. Especially with their schedule. They actually have some very winnable games coming up.
The toughest one probably is going to be Washington.
Yeah.
On
Never
Friday.
thought if you'd have told me that, really
4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Anytime before the last 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
I would have laughed in your face.
Sure, okay. Is Atlanta that bad? That would have been my question.
Right. Like, apparently Washington is that good right now.
Yeah.
My God. Let's dive into some of these games. So the big one on Thursday, or today, is going to be the Seoul versus Shanghai game. We already talked a little bit about that in the importance of that. It is important for Seoul as well.
Seeding and whatnot.
Seeding and all of that. Because Seoul still has a chance to get out of the play-in and into just a playoff spot.
Yeah, especially Hangzhou's kind of shaky. They could get up there.
Yeah, Hangzhou's a little shaky. I think if the Gladiators lose out, Seoul has a chance to move in front of them as well.
And seeding matters in the play-in, too.
Yeah, seeding matters in the play-in and in the playoffs. Of like not having to play in the play-in, and then also just once you get into that full-on playoff spot, like
would you rather play, it's the would you rather. Would you rather play Chengdu or would you rather play Guangzhou, who's absolutely fucking on fire right now?
Exactly.
Or Atlanta. But Atlanta could go up to the 6. You don't know.
Right. Or do you want to have to, in the first round, if you're in the 6th spot, you got to play New York right now.
Yeah.
If you're in the 5th spot, you would play the Gladiators at this point. So, which would you rather play?
Yeah, exactly.
That's really kind of how it is. So the higher the seed, the better off you are for the most part.
And some teams are better at comprehending that than others.
Yes.
Teams like San Francisco get that whole thing.
Yes.
Of course, they also have a coach that throws a fit if they lose like a quick play match.
Right. Which is every game against Chengdu.
Yeah.
So watch out for that on Friday. So the Seoul Shanghai game has some implications. Let's move on to Friday.
Yeah.
Where, like we talked about, Washington playing Atlanta. Washington going for a perfect stage right now.
Which is amazing in and of itself.
Mind-blowing. So it's huge for them and their confidence and kind of where they're going to go from here. I think the biggest thing to take away from this run is I don't want them to see how well they've played right now and be like, we don't have to make any changes.
Yeah, there's still some tweaking and some adjustments to make. Yes. But, they figured out that, we weren't a GOATS team, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But
we have a base for a team, and they have slowly built this.
They really have. As they picked up some of their players, getting Sleepy, Arc, and then now having Corey be able to carry them.
Right, and they have the tank duo waiting in the wings.
Yes,
Stratus is good for maybe get a third DPS.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows? They might want to get rid of Sleepy, bring somebody else in.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, but I think that they've really done a good job of tweaking their roster to this point, and that I think this is kind of giving them an opportunity of figuring out who's going to play best with who and where they can go for building their roster in the future.
And thank God we're not going to have 18 months to fucking talk about
this. Oh, Jesus Christ. No kidding.
So what happened today? Well, I saw Swoosh posted something on social media.
Yeah, right.
We're going to talk about that for an hour?
God.
Jonek's playing the new hero in on the PTR.
Right. Jonek's playing the new hero. It's pretty good at it. Or Fissure's playing ball.
Yeah.
Look how good at ball he is.
Everybody else is playing auto chess.
Right. Yeah. God.
They're TFT now. Yeah, I'm glad that they're playing. I'm kind of rooting for Atlanta.
I am too.
Like on the my teams are done kind of. I like their team.
As much as I've enjoyed what Washington has done in this, it's not that I'm rooting against them.
No.
I'm just more rooting for Atlanta
to get in the playoffs.
And really be able to make a splash, because I really think they can.
I
think
too.
They can make a decent run. I think they can get out of the play-in tournament and maybe win a round in the
I think so
actual
too.
Playoffs.
And I think they're matchup nightmare for some teams.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to see what happens when the playoffs come in with how they adapt to the patch.
Yes.
Because, I mean, they are playing a totally different game than we are, guys. I mean, imagine old Brigida.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's just like, don't even look at her. Same thing with a couple of the other things that, didn't get, like Ryan even. Ryan's still boopable off every fucking orifice,
Right, like Ryan is literally unplayable in this league right now.
Yeah.
But
except for Bumper doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because he manages his cooldowns better than he does with fucking Areza. What's he going to do with an extra second of shield downtime?
Oh my god. Yeah. But then also, I'm thinking of, I feel like he would be an incredible Sigma.
Oh yeah.
Bumper's going to be a ridiculous Sigma. He can't do he can't yeet his way in with his charges. But,
YOLO, motherfuckers!
But at the same time, I feel like he could be devastating with that ult.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can we get a Reinhardt just screaming yeet?
Yes.
Yeet! Anytime he hits shift, it just.
The only way I feel like we would get that is if Dogman played tank.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dogman, but Atlanta,
that team is likable too. That's
Yeah, that is really what I like about Atlanta. Like they're just a fun team to watch and just a fun team in general. So I'm really hoping for the best for them. and I think they can.
I think they can do some things, and I think that's going to be unfortunately, I have to. I'm going to be with my people tomorrow night on the east side.
Ah, yes.
It's the Feast of the Assumption, if you folks know what that is and you're Catholic and Italian. I'm not Catholic. I go there for the food. I eat for about 3 hours, and then I sleep the whole next day because I just said like 10 minutes ago, healthy eating. I said I fucking could eat cheesesteaks all day. I'm going to go eat Italian food and 85-degree weather all night long. Anyway, don't pay attention to the things I say sometimes.
Fair enough. Let's move. So then the next game that we have is going to be Chengdu versus San Francisco. This is another big matchup because Chengdu, if Chengdu wins this, they don't necessarily have to win this game.
It would be
optimal. Very yes, it's
because you're putting the heat on the other teams to win.
Exactly. A win against San Francisco would be a huge boost to their confidence, but then also it puts them in much better position over teams like the Valiant and the Reign and Shanghai. And it really...
And even Atlanta keeps them up in that
because
that realm.
They play Houston, and then they play Houston later this week, and then next week they play... No, they don't play anybody next week.
Yeah, that's right. Next week they're off. So their last two games...
So they play those two games. So they need to win at least one.
Yeah.
But winning two would give them a much better chance.
Get them to the 14.
It would get them to that magic number 14
and
really put a lot of pressure on the Valiant to win out.
Yeah, and San Francisco, believe me, they don't give a fuck. They're gonna play.
They're coming to play.
They're not messing around. There's no sandbagging. We're gonna try and figure out the meta.
They're still in that same mode.
They don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a probably top grade Orisa super good sit down, and we'll put in Smurf. We have 2 or 3 people that can play Genji, Hanzo, and Mei and Reaper.
Yeah.
Or 5 people at this point.
Right.
And if we need Tracer, we got Striker, and our supports are violet. So.
Yep. So they're fine. Like that's pretty much why San Francisco.
It's one of those things like Moth and
Violet.
Violet can play pretty much any support hero you want them to play.
And then they can, if they want to, they could throw Rascal on support too, because he can play a couple of the supports really well.
Yeah, like...
And he's probably the best Baptiste in the league.
And he's probably one of the better Brigidas in the league too. Not that you're using her that much right now, but...
Right.
I mean...
But I really think Baptiste is going to be a big impact player.
You're seeing more and more of him, really.
For sure. And I think it's going to be more so with Sigma coming in as well.
Because the floating... He can protect the floating meat bag. When all your cooldowns are gone, you're like Doomfist suspended in midair at that point. When you got your little balls but the accretion's gone, your suck is gone, and your shield is about ready to smash. You're just like, well, gonna die.
Yep. As long as I get them in the air, that's all that matters. Then the last match of the game of Friday is going to be Gladiators Hangzhou, which matters mostly just for seeding. The Gladiators, I think, could use.
They want to see where Hangzhou is.
I think it's going to be an interesting
Friday's
way to figure out where Hangzhou's at.
Friday's pretty packed with games. I mean, I want to see where Hangzhou's at because they kind of straightened up a little bit last week. They look like a team,
and that's honestly better for the Gladiators because if they can pull out a win against them, then that just shows even more for them. And they need that. They need to win against the top team.
And please, for the love of God, put fucking Surefour on Mei.
Yes.
Stop running Decay on Mei.
Yeah.
Decay, no good on Mei at all.
You're better off putting Decay on Reaper. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But then you got Hydration, who's probably also a really good Reaper.
And he probably can play Mei as well.
Yeah. There's better ways to do this.
There's better ways to do this, yeah. I know you want him for the Genji thing, but...
Right.
You're not using Genji.
Yeah. You're really not.
That would be like last meta, putting in, well, we have Sabiobi in here in case he wants to switch from Sombra to Tracer.
Right. Like, are you really going to do that?
No. Maybe to touch a point.
Yeah, that's about it.
But you have Sombra, so why are you going to do that?
Right.
Anyway.
So then, that does it for Friday. Saturday, there's a lot less that are really impactful games. Like, we touched on Shanghai and Paris. Shanghai really needs to win that game. That is their best chance to win and solidify their spot, especially if they don't win earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Then same with the Valiant. They really need to beat Boston it shouldn't be that difficult because Boston's in a total free fall. They are hitting rock bottom right now.
They're in the no-care zone right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like where Florida and a couple teams were last year.
Yeah.
Where, Florida and Washington this year, they're, doing things for next year where Boston just kind of, doesn't know what's going on.
Right, exactly.
And it's they're kind of done.
Yeah. Then we've got Seoul and Philadelphia. I think this kind of matters a little bit for seeding, but that's really about it. It really, and even then, it really doesn't impact all that much.
Yeah.
Just looking at things.
Because everybody's at the Magic 14. There are two teams at the Magic 14. I mean,
Philly could use it.
Map differential wise.
Especially for map differential. But yeah, that's really about it. Then Chengdu, Houston. Obviously,
Chengdu matters.
Chengdu has to win this game. This is a must-win. Even if they don't win against San Francisco, they still have a shot if they win against Houston. But if they lose, then they are pretty much sunk.
And it could be also in the map differential. We could be getting into the map differential weirdness too, because they have a bad map differential right now.
Yeah.
So it would be beneficial to them if they got smoked by Houston, or not Houston, by San Francisco.
If they can come in and
because they're -8. If they get 4-0, they're -12. That's pretty much done.
Rough to come back
because Atlanta's way up there, and it's got and the Valiant's only -5.
No, I think
-8.
They're -1.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are -1. Oh, I'm thinking of Chengdu right now. They're -8. I just, oh my god.
Yeah, Chengdu's -8. So
yeah,
I mean that really record is what's keeping Chengdu in front of the Valiant at this moment. And the Valiant could really make up a lot of ground.
Oh yeah.
With a win and a commanding win over Boston, they can move into positive map differential.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said, Boston's pretty much done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that are done, but there are some teams for some reason Florida and Washington are done, but they don't feel done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Houston, I feel like is trying to do the same thing too. They're out.
They're fighting for those guys are fighting for their actual
but
careers.
Those guys are actually you're very correct.
Because anytime there's a changeover in ownership, a lot of shit gets shaken up.
Yeah. Yeah. So
all of it.
They're trying to either stay on the same team or at least show other teams that
I got this.
Yeah, I can be viable playing in this meta.
And there are guys on that team who talks about it.
Absolutely. There's going to be guys that I feel like their team is going to look drastically different next year, but I feel like most of their starting lineup is still going to be playing somewhere in the league. For sure.
And not necessarily contenders or anything like that.
Right. I mean in Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sunday, one big match, the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have a lot of playoff things sewn up before we get to next week.
Yeah.
We very well could, depending on what Chengdu and Valiant.
It might just be pretty much set.
It might be a meme.
Few, I think mostly it's going to be seeding next year.
Grudge matches and things like that. I mean, you do have San Francisco and...
you got Battle of LA next week. That's going to be a big one.
San Francisco, Vancouver.
Yeah.
And they make a big deal about that California Cup.
California Cup.
How many fucking... People in California, you don't have to name every match everything.
Right.
The Kit Kat California Battle Nighthawk fucking router...
Sounds it's turning into a bowl game.
Yeah. Again, further on.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I think the two Vancouver matches next week are going to be interesting. We'll talk about that obviously later on, but every other match really, I mean, you have Paris, Washington going for possibly their perfect stage if they beat Atlanta, which is going to be, that's going to be one of our featured matches. So you have my two favorite teams playing their last matches of the year against each other.
Yeah.
That'll be fantastic.
Then you got Dallas going to get just stomped by Guangzhou.
Yeah. Or this will be the time Dallas fucking nuts up.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll play,
hey guys,
they'll play Taimu and Mickey.
Yeah, it'll be the second to last game, and that's when they're going to finally pull their heads out of their asses and win.
Yeah. Zachary will finally get... Well, actually, he's been playing decent. I can't really say anything bad about Zachary right now.
Yeah.
Because they got to play Atlanta. I mean, they could spoil Atlanta's fun, so to speak. I
mean, the real big match for Sunday is going to be London versus Atlanta.
And London needs to just straighten things out. They're in the 6.
Yeah.
But they need to get things to London level.
Exactly.
In other words, the meta's got to change so they can play Hanzo all the time, or Tracer or something.
Or Genji.
Or Genji.
Something that
Prophet can just murder everybody on. Because all you need, it's one of those things...
They need Prophet and Gesture to be able to carry the whole rest of the team, basically.
Yeah, and the off chance you can get Fury popping off or Birdring popping off, that's when they just absolutely destroy everybody.
Right, exactly. If you give those two enough, then it'll open it up for either Fury or Birdring, or
Berdossin, or somebody.
Yeah, exploit all of that.
And Atlanta can do that with Urster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're, it's just a different scenario. It's going to be a good match.
Yes,
very much. I don't know what the fuck to expect from London, really. Right. Like I said, they need to. Maybe their new skin thing will inspire them.
Right. Be like, well, we got to get one for now. We got one for Gesture. Now we got to get one for Prophet.
Yeah. Yeah. Prophet's like, the fuck. I've done everything. I get no skin.
Right.
I even played fucking Brigitte for crying out loud.
I hope to God that if they win it, they give Prophet a Brigitte skin next year.
Also it's gonna, that the middle of the shield, it's gonna be the picture of him with his middle finger.
Just giving the finger. Yes.
Oh, man. Anyway, okay, right. So I think, guys, that's gonna do it for our preview show. Enjoy all of the matches tonight. All of you guys on YouTube, thanks a lot for, supporting us this season, last season. I mean, obviously we're not going anywhere, but, thanks a lot. All of your support is greatly appreciated. All the likes, the subscribes are fantastic. If you're new, please hit a like, hit a subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening in podcast world, please hit a review for us. It will help us immensely. Tell us what you think, all that kind of stuff, and join in the conversation. Hope you guys like our new format with streaming. We are on three different
platforms. Right now. Yeah.
A couple of bugs to work out, like I need to turn my mic on. That's the only bug, really. Other than that, yeah. So we're on Mixer, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and we could be on Facebook, but we don't go on Facebook really, so it's kind of pointless. Even though there's a lot of people on there.
But no one.
But we're going
not a big discussion for Overwatch League on there. It's
boomers.
Just your boomer grandparents or parents
talking about their Olive Garden food and fucking White Claw.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. That's going to do it for this week. Don't forget to check us out on Sunday for our Sunday Night Back Cap on all those platforms we already mentioned.
They'll all be listed down below too.
Yes, all the links for that will be will be listed there, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Later,
guys.